Well done to everybody in Cork City that went to the anti-Irish government protest over the weekend. It was amazing. The turnout was great. It's great to see the pushback from the Irish people to the tyrannical Irish government that we have here. Secondly, for those who don't know, in Cork over the last week, 170 Irish flags have been taken down by the city council, by different people, which is an act of treason. Like I said before, what other flags are they putting up in its place? LGTB, European Union flags. Well, in this case, they put up other countries from the Middle East flags. So we don't care about our own people here. It's well and truly a fact. They care about other countries in the Middle East, which now have peace treaties. I mean, that sort of war is basically over. Hamas and the government of Israel have come together to form a peace treaty along with many other countries in the Middle East, but they still feel the need to put up these foreign flags. This is an act of treason. This is an act of war. If you're putting up a black flag for like a pirate flag, if you're putting up a flippin' LGTB flag instead of your own country's flag, this is the start of a civil war, a tyranny in this country, because you cannot have other flags flying in the place of your own country's flag. Let's watch a few videos here. You can see massive turnouts. I can't even put the sound on because it's so loud. So just an endless line of people you can see right there. And there was some contention though. Somebody was saying in the comments that it was a poor turnout for the anti-Irish government protest in Cork City on Saturday. Masked youths in black was not a good look. So they had Justin Barrett from the Socialist Nationalist there giving a speech. And I've listened to a few different videos of him, a few different podcasts. I've made videos on him before. He had some kind of run-in with Ezra Levant, I believe, from Rebel News, a Canadian sort of more right-leaning newspaper or journalist. You know, the whole thing was he was basically saying we don't want to talk to Jewish people and stuff like that. And, you know, I feel like that's not really necessary. I feel like, you know, the corruption that's going on in the government of Israel, you know, doesn't reflect the entirety of a religion. Same with other religions in the Middle East. You know, it just seems like they're kind of tarnishing this one person with the same brush, and it's a bit ridiculous. But he was giving a speech, and I think somebody was saying that that basically wasn't good and that people didn't want that. For me personally, you don't need a completely ethno-nationalist country to actually have an amazing, more conservative, right-leaning country. You know, to have the entire country just as white, 100% Irish people is probably not realistic in 2025. But what we can do is deport criminals, deport thousands of people that shouldn't be here, deport people that aren't adding to the country, deport, remigration. But to have a country that's 100% completely that in 2025, it seems a little bit unrealistic, let's say. Some people may disagree with that. Leave in the comments down below. Do you think it's realistic to get a country that's 100% white, ethnically nationalist, Irish country? I think that's a bit unrealistic, but, you know, to have the country majority your people, absolutely, guys. You know, you want to see a majority of Irish people put first in their own country, putting your own people first with jobs, with housing, with social care. Absolutely. There's no question whatsoever about that. But what I'm trying to say is the socialist nationalist Justin Barrett, maybe some people find his views quite extreme, and that's why they didn't show up to the protest in Cork. In the majority, everybody agrees with the movement, with the mission that we're on in this country to help save the country from the corruption of the EU, the UN, and the Irish tyrannical government that we have in this country. So good job and shout out to everybody that was pushing back against that. But like I said, the locals should be pissed off because the city council in Cork removed 170 Irish flags this week and replaced them with other flags. You know, it's just absolutely scandalous, guys. It's just ridiculous. Like, in 2025 Ireland, you're tearing down your own country's flags, and this is demoralizing the people. You know, if you're taking down the country's flags, there's no unity. The flag represents unity. It represents a common good, a community of people, of Irish people, standing up for Irish rights and Irish heritage, Irish culture, pushing of the country as a unity, as one peoples. But that's all gone when you see our own government taking down these flags and stomping on them, throwing them on the floor. The Gardaí, they throw them on the floor. It's just ridiculous. They throw them in the bin. It's ridiculous because it's complete disrespect, complete lack of empathy for the country. Just all in all, a ridiculous notion that this country now has been subjected to by the government. So of course, the more conservative patriots of Ireland that are helping to try and save the country in Cork had massive pushback from these left woke liberal weirdos. Okay, and this is one of them. There were a few funny moments at the rally, but the funniest one of all was this. A woman, or I don't know what she is actually, I don't want to assume her gender, a woman or they, them, z, zer, a person from Cork or from God knows where, made a placard, a sign saying fascists don't get the shift. Okay, for all the foreigners watching, the shift means to kiss, okay? They don't get kissed by this woman or creatures like her. Now, if we would zoom in on her, and I don't want to be rude in this segment here, but if she's trying to make fun of people on the right, conservative people, well, I'm just going to call it how it is. This is an obese lady with blue hair and multiple piercings on her face. Nobody is lining up for her. The left wing can keep her, okay? No right-wing fascist or anybody on the right will ever want to date somebody like her. Sorry, okay? The left wing can keep her and date her, guys, okay? Plain and simple. And to me, she doesn't even look Irish. She looks like she's Eastern European. So not really sure why a lot of these people are kind of trying to stand up for Irish rights and that kind of thing. It's just ridiculous. The whole notion has gone completely out the window. The left woke liberals of this country are trying to destroy the country. And it reminded me of this meme from the US. It says, just so you know, I do not date Trump supporters. So I quickly got my Trump hat, Make America Great Again, and quickly put it on, guys. Because I'm pretty sure nobody on the right would actually want to date this creature as well. I mean, unbelievable. These people have this inflated ego on the left. Everybody wants to date me. Everyone wants to sleep with me. In reality, I don't even want to talk to you. I want to stay as far away as possible as I can from you. Please. You know, they're giving themselves so much credit. They're literally narcissists. They think that everybody loves them just because they're a woman or because they're this trans creature. I don't know what the hell this thing is, but it raises a good point. And this is what I want to talk about in this video. This is the neo-Marxist issue. This is what they're trying to do to try and distort and convert reality in this country. You know, men, naturally, masculine men want to date pretty women. They want to date good-looking women. Normally what I see is the good-looking women are more right-leaning, more conservative, more outspoken about this nonsense, right? But on top of that, the sort of elites, the sort of globalists are trying to destroy any sort of remnants of like, if you're right-leaning, you can't date women. And they're trying to make it so like, if you're politically on the left or right, you will not be able to get a date. You will not be able to date women. But don't listen to that, guys. If you're more conservative, hold strong. You know, you are for family values. You're for having multiple kids, having a partner, having a nice house, a nice future. The right woman will come along. Don't feel subjected to women who are mostly like 80% of women are like left-leaning, liberal, like super woke, like a lot of women, right? But not in Ireland specifically. In Ireland, I don't see that too much. Like a lot of women are actually more right-leaning now. But I've noticed that they're trying to destroy men's confidence. Like if you even come out, if you tell people publicly that you're right-leaning, you're conservative, you're whatever, far right, if you're this guy on the right, you will never date a woman again, you will never get a date. That's what they're trying to do. They're trying to destroy you ever dating, you know, young, pretty women ever again. That's what they're trying to do, because youth and people that are in college and stuff like that, that's when you find your partner. Like if you're dating in college, you can't be right-leaning, you can't be right-wing, you have to be libertarian, you have to be liberal. They're trying to do that on purpose. They're trying to isolate you. They're trying to alienate you from society. You'll never have kids with these women. That's what they're trying to do. So hold strong. Don't listen to these woke liberal women. They're just freaks, guys. All right, they're trying to destroy your confidence. They're trying to basically destroy your future with a woman having a family, having a nice house, and pursuing a family life. That's what they're trying to do in 2025, Ireland. It's part and parcel of the sort of political movement now in colleges. In colleges, they try and warp your mind. They just entered college, so they're young, 19, 20-year-old, and they're just starting now, bright-eyed and bushy-tailed going to college. Hopefully the woke mind virus doesn't destroy them. That's what I pray for all the youth of Ireland, that when they go to college and they're more conservative, more right-leaning, they come from a good family of Irish, good Irish family. And then they go to college and their lecturers indoctrinate them with this woke Marxist ideology. It's a woke mind virus and it's very hard to come back from. It's very hard to come back from, guys, unfortunately. you know, I've seen people being destroyed by it, and it's very, very sad. So try and be more aware, try and be more understanding that you can get brainwashed by these psychos in college, so stay far away. I love you all. If you want to support me, hit the join link underneath the video so I can support you all for just €3 per month, help push back against the Irish government and the mainstream media, which is dead and dying in this country. And I'll see you all in the next one, guys. Peace.